Coming in, you guys, it's day number 72 of my 365-day Jimmy Ice Bath Challenge. And do not adjust your screen if you are watching this live. If you're watching the replay, it's whenever you watch it. But if you're watching live, you're probably not accustomed to seeing me here in the morning time on camera doing the Ice Bath Challenge. So typically, I go live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I've been doing this challenge all year long where I'm hopping into an ice bath. There it is over there. And I usually get in there at 5 o'clock Eastern Time every single day. And I got the idea, how about we do it in the morning time? And what better morning than Time Change Sunday? Hopefully you guys know it's 8 o'clock Eastern, not 7 o'clock. Because today is literally the coldest day of the year in where I live here in South Carolina. And so it is currently 23 degrees Fahrenheit. And I am wearing no shirt and just shorts. We're going to see how long I tolerate the cold. And I can tell you right this moment, I'm doing okay. Cold does not bother me. And I would say that since I've been doing these now 72 days, these ice baths, it's definitely built up. In fact, let me show you. My girls over here can't get to the water because it's so cold. See, watch this. I have to bust through the ice so they can get some water. That shows you how cold it is here. So there we go. Now they can get to the water. Good morning, Cherish. So yes, if you're just joining in, I am in Spartanburg, South Carolina. It is day number 72 of my 365-day Jimmy Ice Bath Challenge. It is right around mid-March. And it's the coldest day we've had, 24 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, I know some of you live in colder temps, so I'm not saying that that's, oh my God, that's the worst cold ever. But it's the coldest we've gotten. So I wanted to see, I'm just wearing swim trunks right now. I wanted to see how long could I stand out here, basically everything uncovered except for my swimming trunks. How long can I take it? And right now I'm doing very well. I assume at some point I will start to shiver. You would hope, right? Am I a human fireball? I do enjoy it though. All right, while I'm out here, I will walk around. Let you guys watch the chickens. See the chickens in the morning? They love it, even getting out in the very frigid. It is definitely deep cold today. They're still pecking at the ground, even though that ground is super hard. Linda said, good morning. I did not want to miss this, so I set a couple of alarms. Well, I'm glad you're here, and thank you all for being here. Let's see who all's here today. Brookie Kate is here. Mom Era 6 is here. Janine is here. Debbie, Linda, Molly, Mary 128 is here. Kay Pratt, DC 6622, Cherish, Mary Lynn. Dawn is here, and Heart and Soul is here. Best time of day to watch the chicken, says Linda. Yes. They like to kind of like congregate over in the corners. I just busted through their ice so that they could get their water. So, yeah, I take care of them. Is there any wind chill this morning in your neighborhood? No, that is the key. If it was windy and 24 degrees, Cherish, I don't think I could be standing out here with just swimming trunks on. When the wind is still, because it was hella windy yesterday. We had gusts up to 45 miles an hour yesterday. It was really bad yesterday. In fact, I'm just noticing that my greenhouse little windows have been blown off. I just noticed that. So lovely. Yes, I do have the greenhouse. I don't really grow much in it right now, but I will probably be doing an herb garden for the spring. I eat mostly carnivore, so I don't really need vegetables, but I can definitely grow herbs. If I did grow any vegetation, it would be to feed the chickens, basically. Because I remember when I used to grow like zucchini and squash and all that, we would end up throwing a bunch of it to the chickens anyway. So I might do that to provide them some food. Ann is here. Michelle is here. Wookie says, hi, it's Craig from Scotland. Scotland in the house. Would you ever go outside at what would that be? -6 degrees Celsius. Wookie, wearing a kilt, just a kilt. Would you ever do that? He says, I'm on week 4 of carnivore. Well, congrats, man. Keep up the great work. Jay Hempel is here. So yes, those of you that came in late, I am out here on day number 72. Yes, it is 8 o'clock in the morning, not 5 o'clock in the afternoon. But I'm here on day 72, where it's the coldest day of the year here in South Carolina, 24 degrees Fahrenheit. And for my friend in Scotland who says, yes, no problem, I would get outside with -6 degrees Celsius with just a kilt on. So I'm out here just wearing my swimming trunks. I want to see, can I tolerate it? And you're hearing my voice. Do I sound like I'm quivering or shaking or shivering at all? I'm really not. I'm loving what this is showing me. This is showing me this adaptation to the cold is taking. And I've always been pretty tolerant of cold in general, but this is taking it to another level. This is an intense cold out here right now. And to Cherish's point, no, there's no wind, just a slight little wind. I'm feeling it just now, but it's still cold. It's kind of like the people that live in Arizona. Oh, it's a dry heat. Yeah, it's still hot. So, Lions Fit for Life, Wholesome Explorer, thank you for being here. Heart and Soul said we got snow last night in North Carolina in the Outer Banks. Yeah, a lot of the southern U.S. got it. I got friends in Tennessee and Arkansas and kind of all over the place, and they all got pummeled with snow. We got no snow, but we're getting the cold. We got a hell of a windstorm yesterday. I could not believe all of the windiness that was here. I was in my hot tub in the first part of the day, and it was blowing through. You could feel like all throughout the day it getting colder with all that wind. So it was intense yesterday. Lions Fit for Life, keep doing what you do. Very inspirational. Thank you. And I appreciate you being here. So guys, I don't know how long I'm just going to stand out here. Currently, it's been about 7 or 8 minutes that I've been out in the cold, just wearing my swimming trunks, basically. I do have the Morozco Forge open, by the way. And what was funny was, for the first time ever, when I went to open the lid, which the lid is always over there, I always slide it off, it was actually frozen shut. Because last night's ice bath, you can still see the spillover from last night's ice bath. That's all ice right there. So it was kind of sealed shut. I had to really work on it to get it to open up. In fact, there's the spillover from when I was in last night. It is now still frozen solid. There's the ice that came out last night. It's still very much ice because it's been below freezing. Debbie says, are you doing the ice bath later? I'm doing the ice bath as soon as I get acclimated, I guess, out to this cold out here. I assume at some point I will start shivering. And if I start shivering, I want to get into the ice bath, which, by the way, I had to kind of push it because it's got a sheet of ice on top of the ice because it's so cold out here. I want to do it this morning. I've never gotten in an ice bath with it being 20 degrees outside. So we're going to see what that feels like. But I'm exposing my body to the cold air first, because I have a theory that if I get cold from the cold air, that getting in the ice bath will actually warm me up. I don't know. We're going to find out. Kim is here. Wholesome Explorer said cold and windy in the Boston area. Feels like temperature is 7. Yeah, cold and windy. It's miserable. Let's see if you guys can see you can see the breath. It's cold. And it's not supposed to be real cold or real warm today, obviously out of the 20s. It'll be in the 30s. By the time I do my walk and talk, which is at 11 a.m., I think it's supposed to be 34 degrees for that time. I think it's only supposed to be upper 30s, low 40s for the high today, which again is rare for this time of year in South Carolina. Have you taken your temperature yet, says Cherish. I did this morning and it was normal, 98.9. I think 5 degrees, 98.5 degrees Fahrenheit was what it was just about 30 minutes ago, which is not unpredictable. I know that what you're asking is, did I have like a response? Because I had a friend I was talking to yesterday, and she said, it might be a psychosomatic response that your body warms up because you know the ice bath is coming. Well, I've known about coming out here in this 24-degree weather, so you would think if it was truly psychosomatic that I would have had a rise in my body temperature pre-coming out here, but I didn't. And it also makes all the more impressive how much I'm handling this, because I didn't have a pre-cold exposure rise in my temperature. I could probably go grab my thermometer and kind of in real time see what my body temp is doing while I'm just standing out here. I would have to go back inside for a second if I did that, but let me think about that. Currently about 10 minutes I've been outside. Again, those of you came in late, I am standing out in 24-degree Fahrenheit temperature air here in Spartanburg, South Carolina. And I want to see how long will it take before my hands are starting to get a little bit kind of tingly, but that's not bad. Pretty much everything else, I'm good. My toes also having a little bit tingly. You're always going to feel it in your extremities first because, as I've said before, that's the furthest from your heart, is the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes. That's the furthest away from your heart on your body. And so it's always going to be most intense in those areas. Do you typically do the ice baths in the morning, says Heart and Soul? No. Typically, I do them at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, partly because when I do an ice bath, I almost invariably get sleepy a couple of hours later, which is why it's convenient for 5 o'clock, because by 7:30, I'm ready for bed. So it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm getting cold exposure, and I'm going to end it being in the Morosco Forge. What's it going to be like at, say, 10:30, when I'm getting ready to go out to do my morning walk with the walk and talk? If you guys see me on the walk and talk, then you know the answer. Heart and Soul says your body temp rising because it knows you're getting in the ice bath the other day was amazing. Yeah. Look, it's pretty typical. And I've talked about this for about the last month and a half. That is pretty typical, at least when I do the ice baths at 5 o'clock, to see my temperature rise to 99.2, 99.4. That highest I got was 99.9 the other day. But what was really fascinating was the post-ice bath temperature getting into like fever territory, 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit. I would never have predicted I would be able to have a fever from being in an ice bath. Now, it's not a fever. It's not the traditional you're sick fever, because it came right back down and I slept well and all the things. It's fascinating, this human body, isn't it? Titch is here. Adam is here. Heart and Soul said your body temp rising because it knows you're getting in an ice bath. That was cool. I just read some science about brown fat and how it produces heat. Yes, I've been very vocal. I did a whole Jimmy ice bath video. Look, I've been doing them for 72 days in a row. So I have videos every day. And one of the ones that I covered was brown fat. So actually the brown fat is in the upper part of your neck and backside of your head and down into the upper part of your back. And so brown fat is part of the body's way of warming itself up. So when you expose yourself to cold, part of the way it warms you up is it activates that brown fat. And here's the fun part. For those of you that have extra weight on the body, which Jimmy Moore does, it will recruit the white fat. So in other words, the adipose tissue in your body is going to be recruited by the brown fat, turning it into beige fat and trending towards turning into brown fat. I would be shocked. I wish there was a way I could test the amount of brown fat I have now. I would be shocked if I have not seen massive brown fat accumulation from doing this every single day. 32 degree temperature ice water every single day for 5 minutes a day all year. And I'm only just barely over 2 months of doing this. So Yeah, I would be really shocked if, for me, the reason I've tolerated this so well, that it's not that I don't shiver anymore. And is it the brown fat? Is it other kind of thermogenic mechanisms that are making that happen? I don't know is the answer, but I do enjoy the byproduct of it. M. Shay Graham is here. Jill is here. Teresa's here. Beth is here. Mama556. So you guys just coming in, I am on day number 72 of my 365-day Jimmy Ice Bath Challenge. Today is the coldest day of the year here in South Carolina, and I'm starting to feel the cold in my nose. My hands are getting a little more tight and a little more numb. So this is good. This is what I wanted to see. I'm standing outdoors just in my swim trunks. So that's all I'm wearing is my swim trunks. This is what I would wear in the Morosco Forge. I wanted to see how long could I tolerate being in the cold air. And then the other thing I want to do is once I kind of figure out, okay, I've had enough of this cold air, I'm going to pop into the Morosco Forge. So I have it all set up. I'm going to predict now that because I'm cold out here, that when I get into the Morosco Forge, I won't be cold. I will actually warm up. I don't know what's going to happen, though, but that's my prediction. What do you guys think? Do you think I'll be colder? The Morosco Forge, let me see what the current temperature is according to the gauge. It is 32.9 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's actually warmer in the water, if that sounds funny, 32.9 degrees Fahrenheit being warm, but warmer than the air, which is right around 23, 24 degrees. You want to say hi to the camera? Hi, baby. The chickens are fun. Do you get a rush when you first step into the ice bath? Yeah. Like, look, go back and scroll through on either Instagram or YouTube. Just put in hashtag Jimmy Ice. You will see all my videos. And I post lots of reels about them. Yes, it's quite the rush. Used to be a shock when I first got in, but I'm over the shock part. Now it's just get in, start breathing, Jimmy. I've got this it's like this beast mode that kicks in. You're going to see here in a minute because I'm about to get in just as soon as I feel like I've had enough of the outdoor air. I can tell you it's really intense in the thumb and all the tips of my fingers. I'm feeling a lot of numbness. The hand in general is getting pretty numb. And same with the other hand that's holding the camera. I'm starting to feel, it's getting pretty darn numb. Toes are numb. I'm still doing great. I'm not shivering yet. So this is the cool thing about this, you guys. It's very similar to the ice bath, what I'm feeling right now. So typically when I get in the ice bath, the first thing I will notice is my hands and fingers getting numb, my toes getting numb. And then the rest of the body is cool, but it's not uncomfortable. This is starting to get a little uncomfortable, these tips of the fingers, which you would expect at 24 degrees Fahrenheit, 23, 24 degrees. Ann is here. Philippe is here. So yeah, guys, thanks for hanging out. I know I'm up a little bit early with this. I typically go live at 5 p.m. Eastern. And I'm even considering, I think I need to change it up in light of that data that I got with the temperature going up like it did the other day. In light of that, I feel like I need to switch up the times that I do this, which makes it a little bit hard to program with you guys for the lives. But at some point I want to do that. I'm not going to do it anytime soon. I think I'm probably going to plan it where I will do a whole month where I will not do the same time every single day. I'll do 8 o'clock in the morning one day, then I'll do a 3 o'clock in the afternoon the next day, and then I'll do 11 o'clock in the morning. So I'll work it out for a couple months from now, where I mix it up just to see if that does anything different. It'll be really fascinating to watch. Phyllis is here and Leslie's here. So welcome. I think I am, Cherish gave me a great idea. I think I am going to grab my thermometer. I have to walk back inside just for a moment to grab that because I want to see what my body temperature is doing while I'm standing out in this cold. So I'm stepping in just long enough to grab the thermometer and Step right back out. Trust me, I'm plenty cold, I promise you. Lucy's here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so I got the thermometer. We're going to see what's going on in this body of mine, hopefully. All right. Yes, I hear you, little one. Oh, come on. Don't give me an error message. Just give me an error 3 message, whatever that means. All right. So, yes, 24 degrees, guys. Other than my hands, I'm doing okay. My hands are pretty numb. I'm barely feeling them now. Same with my toes. The rest of my body is like, yeah, bro, we can do this all day. Yeah. All right, let's see if I can get the thermometer. For some reason, it keeps giving me an error, so I may have to go buy a new thermometer. It was a great idea, Cherish, but my thermometer did not think it was a very great idea. Inko Niderson is here today. Welcome, welcome. All right, so I'm just about 20 minutes now that I have been out in this cold temperature. Again, exposing myself to cold air first. I'm really fascinated to see what are my hands going to do when I get in the ice bath. I will give you real-time data of, oh, wow, the hands are colder, or, oh, wow, the hands are warmer. I'll let you know when I get in there. That'll be really interesting. How do you measure an increase in your brown fat? Great question, Leslie. I hear there are ways to measure it. Obviously, you have to do it through like a medical professional of some sort. And there's probably imaging kind of scans that they can look for it. But I have not had those things done. But yeah, I don't know what it's called. I can definitely try to find that out. I know my friend Kelly Troop, she is one of those technicians who does those kinds of tests. So maybe I'll ask her. The thermometer is still asleep, says Cherish. Yes, my thermometer does not want to play ball. It's still giving me the error message, so bleh. My keto offering is here. Holmes on Homes is here. Leon Katie's here. Welcome, 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 guys. So yes, 8 a.m. We are out here doing a Jimmy Ice Bath Challenge, except we're doing it cold air style today. I will get into the Morozco Forge, which is right over there. I will get into that here in just a moment, but right now, 20 minutes in, and I'm standing out basically with just my swimming trunks on, and I want to see, can I tolerate the cold? I'm not shivering one bit, and I've been out in this 23, 24 degree temperature air for a good amount of time that you would think by now I should be shivering. And I'm not even in the slightest. Now my hands are numb, my toes are numb. It feels like the ice bath. It really does. It's kind of a slow motion version of the ice bath. So I've been out here 20 minutes, and it's almost like every 5 minutes is like 1 minute in the ice bath as far as the sensations go. So the first 5 minutes, okay, except I didn't have to like breathe the first 5 minutes. In the ice bath, for the first minute or so, I have to breathe. I have to really calm myself down. So there was not this shock to the system like there is when I get in the ice bath, where I needed to calm down. I didn't have to have that kind of acclimation at all. I was just out here, and here we are. So I didn't have that issue at all. But as the 5 minute segments have progressed, I'm feeling my hands get cold about the same rate as it does 1 minute in the ice bath. So that's kind of interesting, right? Seeing as you would think this would be harder because it's colder temperature, but it's only air temperature, and maybe there's something about the water pressure with the cold. I'm just like observing all of this stuff, you guys. It's really fascinating to me. Yes, Adam says negative 4.44 degrees Celsius. Burr. Yes. Yes. I'm sure I'm getting red. There's not a lot of light right here by design, by the way. I'm staying out of the sun. The sun is that direction. So if I start to get exposed to sun, I'm going to get out of it because I don't want to be tainted by the heat from the sun, even though it's cold out here. So yes, let's try one more time, Cherish. And it's still giving me an error. It looks like I'm going to have to replace my thermometer today because that thermometer has been giving me some great data to use. All right, I'm not going to go more than 30 minutes out here. I mean, I'm very comfortable Literally no shirt on. I'm on shorts on and literally nothing else on except swimming trunks. That's it. But I don't think I need to be out here too long. Wouldn't that be sucky if I stayed out like 45 minutes and I get frostbite on my hands or whatever? Plus, I want to test out. I've been out here 25 minutes now, 5 more minutes. I want to test out, okay, I've been out here chilling my body. How is my body going to respond in the Morozco? So I know you guys are very interested in hearing about that as well. Maybe. Y'all have gone quiet on me. Talk to me a little bit since we got about 5 more minutes before I pop into the Morozco Forge. Yeah, I push on the water and you can see I have to like break through the ice a little bit. That's how cold it is out here. Because that's going to be an experience. See, there's the sun I was talking about. I'm going to have to get out of the sun. I'm going to kick off my shoes and get ready. Get ready to get in. Yeah, it's chilly. It's chilly out here, guys. But I'm enjoying it. This is not bad. I never would have imagined that I could acclimate to cold this well. And other than the hands and the feet, which we've already talked about why, this is really not hard. And I know that shocks people because they're like, well, you should be shivering. Something's wrong if you're not shivering. And I'm thinking, why is something wrong if it's an adaptation to the cold exposure? I mean, it makes sense that if you're constantly getting into cold every day, you're telling your body, hey, cold is okay. It's not going to harm you. And this is why people are so averse to it, is they always get that like response to the cold. And then they're like, oh, I can never do an ice bath. And I'm just like, because you just did it one time and you had a negative experience. Like Leon Katie is saying, cold showers kill me. It's very interesting to see how your body adjusts. Yeah, they kill you because start with warmer water. This is how I did it starting 3 years ago. I started doing warm showers after my hot shower. So I'd take a shower and at the end I would pull it down to the warm setting. And it was all I could take was the warm setting. And then over time, you just keep acclimating. You keep going down. When I got to being in a cold shower for an hour and it was nothing, it's like, okay, now I need to up my game and do ice baths. And so that's when I started doing ice in my bathtub. And I did that for about a year. It was very inconvenient. Had to buy bags of ice every few days. And it got old very quick. So when I learned about the Morozco Forge, that thing, I was very pleased to hear it made its own ice, so I didn't have to buy ice anymore. It filtrates the water, and it's controlled temperature. I can pretty much pop in there any time of the day, any time of the year, and it's going to be around 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Ivslow is here. Mama Ors is here. Jackie, Mama After His Heart is here. So guys, if you just came in, I have been outside. Standing outside, it is 24 degrees Fahrenheit currently in Spartanburg, South Carolina. This is the coldest day of the year. All I'm wearing is my swimming trunks, just like I always wear when I get into the Morozco Forge ice bath. And I wanted to see, okay, how do I do acclimating to cold, other than my hands being extremely numb? And when I get into the Morozco Forge in a minute, I may have them under the water for a moment, but if the pain is intense, I'm just going to pull them back up. So just going to warn you ahead of time. The way my hands feel right now is usually how they feel at the end of the ice bath. And it's kind of painful, not real painful, but painful enough that I'm like, if I get in there and they start really hurting, I'm going to lift them out of the water. Jared is here. So yeah, I've got about 2 more minutes, you guys. And then I'm going to pop into the Morozco Forge. Now, I don't know how long I'm going to stay into the Morozco Forge, partly because I've been exposed now to cold. So what I've been doing so far with this almost 30 minutes outside in 24 degree Fahrenheit temperature air is cold exposure. So this could, for all intents and purposes, be the same as having done an ice bath. because it's cold exposure. What I'm doing getting into the Morosco is kind of testing a theory. I think because my body temp is so cool on the outside that once I get into the Morosco, it's actually going to warm me up. That's what I think's going to happen, but I don't know. We're about to find out. B. John is here. All right, so we're about 30 seconds away, you guys, and I'm going to get in. I'm not going to count down the temperature in the Morosco. I'm going to have it count up so that I can see how long do I stay in there. So we'll start at 0 and have it count up. All right, so let me position the camera. I've been out here just right at 30 minutes now, and we're going to tilt it downward. Wow, it is so cold out here. All right, so we're going to set the clock, get it ready to go. Let me make sure it's broken up pretty good so I don't kill myself getting in. There we go. Oh my gosh, yeah, towards the edges, it was real bad. All right, here we go. All right, so we're getting in. You guys think I'm crazy, don't you? Getting into an ice bath after being outside in the cold? What the hell are you doing, Jimmy? Oh, you can see all that ice that's from the outer temperature. Okay. Initial thoughts. I don't have to acclimate. I'm talking very clearly. Okay, the hands are getting very intensely cold. But the rest of my body, I'm going to lift them because they're really hurting. The rest of my body, you guys, it's kind of warm. It's kind of warm. Oh, wow. I wish I could feel that way every time I get into the Morosco Forge. And what's bad, guys? I'm lifting my hands out of the water, but now they're wet and in 24 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm actually still getting pretty intense. Oh, my hands are still hurting because usually lifting them out of the water helps, but today, not so much. That's going to cut this very short because my hands are just, I think it's better out, but wow. Oh, that hurts a little bit. Here, I'm going to cup them together just to try to give them a little warmth with one another because I got to get through this. Oh, I didn't even think about that part. I'll just lift them out of the water. Hey, dumbass, it's 24 degrees Fahrenheit and they're wet now. Good job. Yes, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. My feet are pretty numb and tingly, and my hands. The rest of my body's handling this just fine. 24 degrees Fahrenheit outside. This is 32 degrees Fahrenheit ice bath. I think I'm doing okay. I literally am not having any trouble. I'm not shivering. I'm actually enjoying this. This is nice. Who knew, right? And it is quite cold. I see my mouth. The breath has all the little smoke coming out of it. Yeah, the thing that's going to make me come out is my hands and my feet. The rest of my body is okay, but both my hands and my feet are just super numb. But keep in mind, the hands and the feet were already numb just from being exposed to the outdoor air. All right, I've been in here 3 minutes now. Yeah, the feet and the hands, I'm a little concerned if I stay in too long that I might harm something. So let me get out at 3 minutes, 30 seconds, which is about 15 more seconds. I'm gonna go under the water now. I'm going to wake up the neighbors. They're going to be like, there's Jimmy Moore again. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Whew. I got the Slurpee headache again. Oof. When I go under the water, sometimes when I come up, I get that little ice cream headache, Slurpee headache. Okay, that was an experience. Oof. Give me a second, guys. That's the most intense experiment I've done on this ice bath challenge so far. Whew. So those of you that came in late, yes, the brain freeze definitely kicked in hard. Those of you that came in late, I just did 30 minutes outside in 24 degree temperature air, just wearing a bathing suit bottom. That's intense, guys. And then got into an ice bath, the Morosco Forge ice bath, for 3.5 more minutes. And I could have stood longer if it wasn't for my hands and my feet. Right now, my hands and feet are so numb, so cold. The rest of my body is actually doing just fine. But yeah, that's tough when your hands and feet start to get so numb that they hurt. Yeah, that's your sign to get out. All right, let me scroll back, see who all came in while I was in the ice bath. I am Guard is here, B. John is here and is waving. Lisa is here. Darren, Mrs. to Mr. Wilson. Norma is here. Bulletproof is here. Tony, Kimberly. Bulletproof says, "Go, Jimmy." Debbie says brain freeze is the worst. Yes, I don't like that feeling of brain freeze, but I did it, guys. I was able to acclimate pretty well to the outdoor air, and again, that's going to be probably the coldest temperature that I'll have all year long for the rest of the year. Was today, 24 degrees Fahrenheit. I can't imagine, unless we have an early cold in the winter, starting the winter at the end of this year. I can't imagine that it's going to be colder than 24. So this was a good test for me to be able to see how acclimated I am. I have yet to shiver. So that is a big, big deal, because under normal auspices, I should be shivering right now from being cold, but I'm not. I'm not cold. I'm cold, but I'm not cold to the point that my body isn't taking care of that through other processes besides shiver. Keep in mind, shiver is the last process in the body to warm you up. There's so many other thermogenic things that happen for the body to warm you up prior to shiver. Shiver is the last one. And so if you get to the point where you can do this without shivering, you're getting pretty efficient at brown fat activation and all these other processes. That's a cool place to be. And I've always suspected that I've been able to tolerate cold pretty well because of the cold thermogenesis that I do. But now I'm seeing it with my own eyes here today. I didn't know. I figured I would start shivering at some point. And then getting into the ice bath afterwards, still not shivering. I'll let you know if I start shivering. Lions Fit for Life, awesome, thank you. Thunderclaps is here, Lillian is here. So yes, guys, day number 72, we did early in the day. Typically, I do go live at 5 p.m. Eastern time, and this was good. I'm glad I did this experiment. I wanted to see what it would be like to be exposed to cold air. My suspicions about the ice bath, once I got in after being out in the cold for 30 minutes, was that I would feel warmer, and I did. It was not uncomfortable at all, because look, I'd already acclimated by that point. The cold air acclimated me to the cold water, so that when I got in, I didn't have the shock response of getting in. In fact, that was the first thing I noticed when I put my feet in was, oh wow, that's different. I noticed it right away. And then once I kind of got all the way down, I was like, oh wow, I don't really have to acclimate. I'm acclimated already. And then it was just a matter of being in there. And the only thing that stopped me, again, was my hands and my feet. So pretty cool experiment. Appreciate you guys watching today. I'm going to continue to observe all kinds of things with this. By the way, this is in lieu of 5 o'clock today, so I will not be having an ice bath at 5 p.m. today. But I will come back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern time for day number 73. So thanks for hanging out. I will be going live on Instagram at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So here in about 2 hours, 20 minutes from now, doing a topic of why you should be proud of your mistakes. So if you enjoy being inspired, come on my walk. It will be 34 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'll be wearing shorts and t-shirt out on that walking trail. And I would love to have you come and engage in the content there. And yes. Let's get off of here for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye, guys.